people who are pushing him, you know, to head the CPP ticket, because in the end, according to some other political pundits, that Alexander Cummings is going to surface as head of the ticket, according to some political pundits. Others think that think, by the way, that those who are making derogatory remarks against other political actors or in support of Joseph Juma Boakai, they are also misleading, you know, Ambassador Joseph Juma Boakai. On the other hand, Mr. Alexander Cummings, many people are also saying that Alexander Cummings is overly ambitious, and therefore he's also been misled to be opting for the arrowhead position of the CPP. So there's one word, you know, that I just want to underscore: misled or mislead or misleading, you know, and all of that. So if most of the leaders who are heading the opposition, if they are being misled by the people, their reports of some of them acting based on gossip, some of them acting based, do you think these people going to be? Because the thing about the collective move that they're taking, that all right, whether you can be from the CPP, you can be from the CDC, we are all one people, let us work together, let us stand strong, and all of that. Not the CDC, but the CPP, whatever political party you come from. But in the end, is the target simply to replace George Weah, or these people are coming with a clearly written plan on how to transform this country? It's not just merely about replacing a group of politicians with a new set of politicians. I don't think that should be the objective. But from the look of things, from the way things are going right now, from the way things are happening, from the way things are unfolding, from the way analysis are going, from the way the opposition, community is proceeding with the political analysis of the country, one can say that most of what that's going on within the opposition is playing for the good of the CDC. But on the other hand, the CDC that should put its house in order to also lead, all right, to take leadership on its shoulder and lead this nation effectively, it is also messing up bigly in the security sector, justice, the economy, job creation, unemployment rate, no concession coming, no new concession has come to the country. Or we talk about financing agreement that most of the time in the future has a burden on the nation. Quickly, another thing I just want to add up is the issue of the police. I said the other day that the police, this donation given to the Liberia National Police by the government, or to the government of Liberia by the government of France, in tear gas and other things, other tools that the security need to ensure that it can operate effectively. I think if you notice, since the donation came, there has been a misuse of tear gas by the Liberia National Police. Probably they have a lot. Anything that is too much of everything is most of the time said is not good. So the security of the police particularly probably now have a lot of tear gas. So wherever they go, they use tear gas. Whether it is a place that the police can use its security training to contain the crowd, to contain, whatever protest and control the entire area, but it uses tear gas. Today, there is a mother crying on the Liberia National Police for her 2-week-old baby that is now under critical condition, according to the report, because of the usage of tear gas in Pinsville. Because citizens of that area, residents of that place, protested because they do not have electricity. So you see a lot of shakeups in the country. A lot of shakeups in the country. If you look carefully, also you look at the health sector. People took COVID-19 vaccine, first dose, till now, they cannot get the second dose in the country. People are worried about what could happen For example, if you went to hospital for checkup and doctor says you're going through XYZ thing, but you've done your checkup and everything is done, you are given medication. If you cut that treatment in the middle, most of the time you get affected by that. Doctors will advise you. So people are concerned. When is the second dose coming? But as if those things are not important enough for us to concentrate on, police continue to use tear gas on people around. So if you look everywhere, look around you, look at the way, the political space of the country is. Now there's one name that is now surfacing, that is coming, to the limelight, the political limelight. I mean, as in stepping forward to head or to contest. Though he has not said anything, but people are building consensus with him. Councillor Tiawan Gonglo. So maybe with Tiawan Gonglo and some of the reports we're getting, Tiawan Gonglo and Nobel laureate Lemak Bowie, they could make up a good ticket from some of the analysis we're getting. So I can go on and give you more. Now, in the People's Liberation Party, we're getting information that Dr. Kassir is soon to appoint DJ Blues, DJ Bernard Benson, Mr. Bernard Benson, to act as chairman of the party until maybe Mr. Benson now will be able to take the party to convention. It's not confirmed yet, but that is the speculation we're getting. That's the information we're getting in the corridors of the People's Liberation Party. But anyway, we're going to take our break to come back. This morning, we don't intend to talk hardcore politics. We're going to be joining a young man, Romeo Famule, and quickly talk about his work. And he's going to tell you what exactly he needs from you, the public, why he needs it, why he deserves it. And that's coming up in minutes. My name is Matthias Labindi, and we're here Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 o'clock. This is Straight from the Heart, and we are also here in the afternoon from 3 to 4 on Nothing to Hide. We'll be right back.
Wake up, Mama Liberia. Wake up, Mama Liberia. Wake up, Mama Liberia. Wake up, Mama Liberia. Liberia, oh Liberia, oh Liberia, wake up. Liberia, oh Liberia, oh Liberia, wake up. Liberia, oh Liberia, oh Liberia, wake up and pray. Oh, let wake up, oh, wake up and do something. Oh, let try to settle things the way we need to be. That's all we need in our love and control. Mama, I love you. Wake up, my people. Can't you hear the song? Can't you see the shining sun? You've been sleeping so long. No time for guns. No time to do wrong. Say the war is gone.
And that's right. You're listening to Straight from the Heart on Sky 107.1. My name is Matthias Labindi. We're here again this morning, and we're here Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 o'clock on the program Straight from the Heart. This morning at 8 o'clock, we're going to be speaking with Sata Sharif. You know Sata Sharif. She's from the Children Parliament. Sata has been here for some time now, a brave and outspoken young lady who's now studying abroad. And Sata is back in the country on vacation and doing a lot of engagements with some human rights organizations and raising some other issues and conducting some trainings, as well. But yes, that tells us more about her studies and what we should expect from her in the coming years in terms of how bad we are she see in the country in terms of human rights activities, children protection, the rights of children in the country, and she's going to be delving into a number of things. But right now we have Romeo Famule is here with us. He's our guest this morning, and Romeo is a young, I want to say, poet. Romeo is still a student of the University of Liberia. Romeo is a member of the Student Unification Party. Romeo Famule has got an opportunity to leave the country to the United Arab Emery. I want to just break that, but he's going to tell us what he's going to be doing there. So because we don't have a luxury of time, we're going to go straight into Romeo's work first to talk about his work and his act work, because poetry is a work of act, and like journalism, like broadcasting, is a work of act. Music, acting, movies, dancing, and everything that borders around entertainment and that blows the mind away. Poetry, books you write, and all these are in fact, it is act that shaped the word. So let me just put that in perspective. It is we, those of us in the area of act, that give you the shape of the word. But this other act work, poetry, I have serious, and that's why, a couple of times I've extended an invite to Big Brother Lekbala Yamalo to explain to me why poets sometimes I feel that they mislead us. Well, or they get us confused, they get us lost. But anyway, Romeo is here. Romeo, good morning, welcome.
It's an honor to be here anyway.
Welcome, Romeo.
Yeah.
How are you? How is Dole community? How is life?
I'm doing great. Firstly, let me extend my greetings to the people of Liberia, and let me also extend my gratitude to you for this all important interview. Today is my how do I call it? It's just a wonderful day anyway.
It's a wonderful day.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, sure. I've been interacting with a number of you guys in the Student Unification Party, and every time you came to the studio to talk with me, it's basically on student politics. I didn't know that you had this, gift of poetry. When did you choose to give it attention? When did you decide to give, poetry attention?
It was last year when we reached to that was the COVID-19.
Yeah.
COVID-19 brought so many side things into the world.
Yeah.
So at that time, we were in school. We had to leave school, and everyone have to stay home. Even when you stay home, you have to stay away from your loved ones.
Yeah.
So it kind of felt like, but then how will I manage? So I think there's a need. I make myself busy, so I can be here and just be all alone. And then I start to put work. I start to put my art together. So in that process, I start to follow poetry. And just got inspired deep into it.
I'm told that your writings has connected you with some outside organizations.
For real.
Tell us about that.
Last year December, I won an outstanding personality of the year from the Great Writers Arts.
Where is that?
In Nigeria.
Okay.
It's a WhatsApp group, and I had the opportunity. We met in the WhatsApp where you find great writers around the world.
Okay.
So in that process, like I said, even in the COVID-19 or even in that December, we all every time post story. You will have put images, and you take your image, you write on the image, and so it became a competition every day. As I speak to you, we have a conference today, and I will be also into that conference. That is WhatsApp. So
how does writing poetry, get you to forget about sorrows that most especially COVID-19 brought upon us? Getting back home, sitting. Many people spend their time on television, before the television. Many people like me, I spend time reading and at the same time watching television. So when I'm not working, when I'm not on the radio, I get home during the COVID time, spend time reading, maybe read a little, watch television, play a little with the kids and so on. But you decide to write. Writing to me will further, expose you to sorrow. How did you use it for the positive?
Yeah, because what happened is that, like I said, with the COVID-19, so I put more attention, and I felt not too, complacent, and I was not satisfied. Those friends who I used to meet with Nico and have some conversation, share ideas. This time around, I'm all alone. So then I made myself busy through poetry. and start to do poetry, start to write all those sorrows that were happening. Because like you said, these days people pay more attention even to their phone.
Mhm.
You can find 5 persons, everyone like very on their phone
Yeah.
these days. So I said, then I think we can use this time and to bring the message. I need to have people going on when you alone, not just alone, but then you will start to read things from other people, bring the world closer to you.
One of the things that man fears a lot is death. And you wrote a poem titled "If I'm Gone."
If I'm gone.
And in this poem, I do not interpret poetry. In this poem, what you make me to understand from my little understanding here is that death is a sweet thing, that one can die and still come back to do the things that you were doing.
Sure.
Because I want to read here.
Yeah.
It says, "If I'm Gone" by Romeo Family, date July 31, 2021. So this is recent.
Yeah.
All right. He said, "If I'm gone, please tell my true past. Pass it to the next generation. Generate ideas where kids will exceed. If I'm gone, tell comrades it is not my fault. Force they were. I couldn't sit near, next to them there. If I'm gone, let poetry be my meal. Melt down my oil to olive over all those poets. If I'm gone, glamorously it would be if you really see those efforts played over the sea only for kids to succeed. If I'm gone, tell them they will exceed only when they tell true tellings about my state over the sea. If I'm gone, tell them those tales told by me for them to exceed how beautiful the ocean became the sea. If I'm gone, seal me with black, red, green, mixed with white sheep. Share my thoughts like bread for them to eat. Ears must hear what hands toil for over the sea. If I'm gone, don't give me the word, but give me little bit of worth for my students to succeed. If I'm gone, gone to high hill top, hail me to greasy moon. More I will more I will ink. All right. If
Yeah,
I'm gone to compete and come back with my ink and ink ales within our society, all will be smooth
and
sweet.
sweet. So
What are you trying to say?
what happened is that
Mhm.
I one I just the spirit just came over me,
Mhm.
and I started to do what am I doing? Because what happened is that I'm a teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm reading secondary education with emphasis in English and sociology
Yeah.
at the University of Liberia.
Okay.
So I just want people to give my ideas. Just learn from me, because when growing up, I normally used to love to share ideas. And I can remember in grade school, many a times, my teacher used to even at times minus for me. Why is it we taking tests and I will have to share the ideas with other people? I feel that hurting, that I was just noting and not want to share it.
So this whole poem, the idea behind it is about passing a message, passing a knowledge from one generation to another. But you parts, the usage of certain words like sea, hilltop and gracie, ink, well, ink obviously is your writings, what you use, a tool you use to write, what shape, black, why all these words that seem far away from that seem far away from the idea.
From the idea.
Yeah, that's how I see it. They seem far away.
I feel that it's very close to the idea.
Okay.
What happened is that, like I said, you should shape me with red, green,
Yeah, white,
black, and white mixed with. That is the Student Unification Party flag.
Is that what? Seal me with black, red, green, mixed with white shape. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's the entire flag.
That's the flag. You see the flag?
Yeah.
So doing that picture and just creating something and say, ship me.
Let me move on to another point. All right. So one of my major contentions with poets is the way you people describe love.
Mm.
You make it seem like it's so easy, to fall, and so easy to stay in
To
it,
stay in it.
in a lot. You describe it like, well, this is a walk in the park. And I know love joining is never a walk in the park. It says, since the day she loved me,
Since the day she loved me.
her smiles has sprayed the atmosphere, spreading love in my ears. A feeling flows in love gears. Hear her heart ears. Imagine the heart has
Have
ears,
ears.
and
Yeah,
you describe that.
yeah.
Hear her heart ears,
Yeah.
saying love birds are mingling nears,
Yes.
tearing love apart in no fears. Her heart mailed me many miles, while her glamorous smile smiles at me as I ride. There are both thens in glee, grace wonders how I won this race. Was it a grace to peace to peace her love by God's grace? I can fence her finger with no mercy.
Mhm.
What is the fence around the finger? The
That's
ring?
the ring.
I tell you. Marriage should
Marriage
not
should
be
be
the
order
order of the day. What should it be then? Delight, light, delightful light will carry us along the way. Wife, her name should be called. Since that day, beauty agreed not to piece off her face. What does this mean?
Agree not to move off her face.
I tell
Pace.
you.
It pace me.
I-
It run.
I tell you.
PSC. Pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So-
should not pace far from her and day. I tell you, any day.
Any day.
You can run behind to my heart.
Yeah.
Feel what I have from my heart. Hail me with your heavy smiles. Smell sweet smiles of love. Small, live, lovely life as we pace to ring this love race. Wow. Explain a little bit about this.
Yeah. What happened is that I use this figurative expression.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you read and you say, yeah, her heart ears.
Mhm.
Her heart ears.
Yeah, it
That
sounds
is
strange.
personification
Yeah.
in poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her heart ears. You are giving a non-human object,
Mhm.
that human nature.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm saying, yeah, her heart ears. Can her heart have ears?
Yeah. And then how
So-
yeah.
So what happened is that we in poetry you have where you have the consonant of the sign need to be informed,
Mhm.
the rhymes and all needs to go together. They also have free verse.
Okay.
Free verse, you can do free verse poem, but I'm ready. Don't use the free verse because when you get to know the free verse, you'll be like lazy. I feel that people who do
What is a free
verse,
what is a free verse?
free
poem?
verse, you're not really use the rhymes.
Okay. So you just write clearly.
Yeah, you write clearly.
Because I'm seeing like ears, here,
Yes,
near.
yeah,
yeah,
the
the
rhyme
sounds, yeah.
The sign have to be there.
Yeah.
When you start with AH, you end with the same sign. So you will have to do the rhymes because poetry is similar, like you said, to music.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you will have to use that, and that's just the beauty.
Let's go to quickly before we go. I know limited time. Quickly talk about this opportunity. I'm told you have to leave. How did you get in touch with an organization in the United Arab Emirates that now leading to you getting an opportunity to travel in there for some youth? Tell us anyway about it.
Yeah, I'm a member of the World Youth Organization.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
What is it about?
They have all young people. When they have programs from around the world, and young people go there to attend this program. So that was on the 6th of this month. I checked my email, and then I saw the acceptance letter
Okay.
that I'm being accepted to go to the United Arab Emirates.
At what time?
Where that would be on the 17th to the 20th of September.
Okay.
So, man, what do I do?
What do you need to get to the United Arab Emirates in terms of support and all of that? Because are they sending you something for plane ticket and so?
Not at all.
How do you benefit from a trip that you have to fund by yourself?
the trip is all about you having like about our like 555 young person
Mhm.
all around the world.
Yeah.
And in that process, you as a young man, we are going to debate and send resolution to the United Nations. And like for me, I'll be debating on human rights. So, and that is we will go to the how, and people will have to you meet up with other young people from other countries around the world,
Yeah.
and you will find a resolution, present it to the United Nations, and this is the resolution United Nations is going to work on,
Yeah. Yeah.
and sponsor some programs in your country around the world.
So you're the only person from Liberia?
From now, I only know about myself.
Is there's no network that shows that connects
Yeah,
people
there's
within
some
a country?
network. The network is there. You can follow, and next to that program, there will be another program in Istanbul.
Mm.
Yeah, that has to do again. So if the programs are there, the network are there, you follow them, and
I know. And
yeah.
what I'm saying is that in an event where this particular group of people select two young people, two individuals from a particular country, how do you know that you're not the only person in this country that has been selected to honor this program?
Yeah, what happened is that from what I have here with the accepting letters, and I don't know
There's
about
okay,
other
no one had
persons.
left yet, nothing.
So,
Okay, about that. So you're gonna be there for a month, isn't it?
no, for 3 days, let's say 4 days, because it's 17 to
Yeah.
the 20th.
So when it's done, you have to leave.
And then the 20th, the invitation and everything, I should leave.
So meaning your stay there is going to be on them.
Yeah, the stay they're going to be
The
on
only
them,
thing you
the
need is a plane
feeding,
ticket.
the plane ticket, and to pay for the entrance or for the conference fee, because the conference fee in total is $539.
Okay.
Yeah, $539, and the accommodation, the feedings, are all into the conference. Because when you get to the conference now, it's about time. Because if you watch, we have the various days. Day one, we have the one which will be on the first day will be on Friday the 17th.
Yeah, speak to
Yeah. So on our first day, we will have to. It's a meet and greet day. We meet and greet, and from there we have the transportation. From there we move to the airport. There is
Just
this one.
rest up a little bit and speak to the mic. Okay, that'll be better.
Yeah, that is the one. We have meet and greet. We have the grand symposium. United Nations officials, diplomats, and Council General will be invited to give motivational speeches.
Okay.
Yeah, on a same day, then we also have dinner with with speakers, and we have the closing ceremony, and the art break. That is day one.
Yeah.
And then move to day two. We will also have the first United Nations stimulation session. Debate. There will be a debate on defined agenda in each council. So we have council, we have alliance with other countries, block formation, and then you have again section, United Nations stimulation section, discussing solution to crisis at the flow. You see it? All of the solution. Then we have lobbying at the United Nations. Where you have to lobby now as a young man. You have to lobby with other young people from other countries, and then because the program is very unique and very sweet.
So in total, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? Your ticket, to and fro, and all of that. And why do you think it's important that you attend it?
Because it's a dream come true.
You've been
going there because I've been having 3 different acceptance letters to move, but then I turned them down because of the finance. But this time around with this issue that has to do with the United Nations, because I know it's a big institution, and I'm going there to represent Liberia. I'm not only representing myself, I'm going there as delegate from Liberia. So going there to represent Liberia, I think it's a plus to the country now, only me, because what I'm going to learn, I'm going to impart into other people.
Well, usually when I decide to do this for people, I like to put them in direct contact with potential supporters.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do first is that you're going to announce your numbers before I announce the numbers for people to call in, and we call it a day on this program. You're going to announce your numbers that people can reach out to you directly,
Okay.
in terms of any support. Well, so that they can, better discuss it with you and help a young man who has won an opportunity to leave the country to go and experience something in return.
Yeah.
So just do that before I announce the numbers. Your,
I
your numbers.
My
Your
number
mm,
0886 88 0878
086
878.
You have an orange number as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, call that.
0776 073856.
All right. So let's hear you two folks out there. Call us on the numbers 07777 Sometimes we, try to do away with these hardcore politics, and everyone wants to see Liberia change. Everyone is yearning for a better Liberia. But again, we have to bring responsibilities to you to see how you can take care of little responsibilities to demonstrate how well you want to see Liberia change and how well all of us can contribute to change in Liberia. If we, believe in the young people, then let's support them. If we believe in the youth of this country, then support us. If you, all of us, say that the young people are the future leaders of this country, then how well are you supporting the youth of this country? So call us now on the numbers 0777 777 107 221 223. The numbers you can call us on to participate. I'm also going to be having another young person, a young woman, at 8 o'clock, Sata Sherry John's house. But what do you think about Romeo Family? Romeo, his writings has now at least crossed the border, one would say. So now Romeo has an opportunity to go to the United Arab Emirates. You want to talk about the youth of this country. Are they idle or they moving? So we're not talking hardcore politics now on this segment of the program. At least maybe Sata is going to be blaming the government for some reason, for some other human rights issues and so. But this is a test to how well all of us are desperate for change in Liberia. Call us now on the numbers 0777 777 107 0777 221 223 are the numbers you can call us on to participate. 0777 777 107 0777 221 223. How can you be a help to Romeo Family? Romeo has this opportunity to leave the country to go to the United Arab Emirates, at least for a conference, something that's going to be an eye opener for him, something that's also going to be an opportunity for Liberia, a country, to be represented there. So what do you think out there? How can you come in to help? Romeo, by the way, has announced his numbers. He's going to do so before the end of the program as well. But at the same time, we are also, putting it to you out there in the public. Should we say call in and assist Romeo? Of course, that's exactly what we have said. So can we now hear from you to what you think? So some of the time when we come on our platforms, and most especially for me, I can sit I've tried, and not just tried, it's proven. I can sit for 2 hours and do analysis, and I don't have to include public participation, because international wires like the BBC and so, of course, they do take in calls, right? But there's a way that is done that, first of all, somebody must be able to hear from you off record, off the radio. What exactly do you want to say? What is your what input you have to be on the line and ensure that they guide exactly what you're going to guide in that where you're not going to go against the protocol. But yes, the broadcast now in our on this other side of the world, of course, it happens in other countries, but we kind of, every little thing, we kind of open the lines to hear from the public. Now, this is not a little thing now. This is the real thing that we should open the lines now to hear from the public. Apart from somebody is calling on to accuse a politician and all of that, now we're talking education. We're talking support to the youth of this country. So we're not talking politics. We're not talking Yeke Koloba. We're not talking George Ria. We're talking a young man who has got opportunity to leave to go to the United Arab Emirates. If if we all think that the young people of this country are the future leaders of the country, how well can we all collectively support? Oh, are you guilty? I know you are. But anyway, Romeo, let's go back to your work, poetry. As you continue to write, do you what is the your next should I say 5 years plan? I mean, 5 years from
Like
now, what?
frankly, my plan before I leave the university, I should have a book,
Okay,
and that book should be
that you
on
have all your
a book
collection.
of my collection
Mm.
on poetry.
Who's your editor? Who edits your work?
I do my own editing, and most often the work I can do, I don't really sit and write them and come back to do editing.
Okay.
At times, poetry is a spirit. It just take over me, and as soon as it take over me, I take my phone immediately. I go on the Facebook. I just
Until you
write.
reach that particular finish line
Yeah,
of the other
I
poem.
write and just publish. Most of my poems and my work, I just write them.
And the reaction you get a lot, you
I-
get from most of your publications are enormous.
If-
But let's quickly again hit this particular United Arab Emirates. So if you do not get the needed support, from a lot of people, I mean, as you were expecting, what can you say might happen? Do we forfeit this trip, or
Eh,
there's another alternative out there for you?
for real. But if for any reason
Hmm.
no one comes to help, there's a bigger opportunity ahead.
I know.
There's a bigger.
This
Yeah.
is the
So,
Liberian society.
yeah, so there's a bigger one.
So yes, let's quickly wrap up, Romeo. It's a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming in, and that's for me. That's what I like. Every young person has a voice in every area. Find themselves, whatever they're doing, positively. Let's hear from this person. I think the first person on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Pele.
Yeah, and good morning to Romeo.
Yeah.
Although I may not have the finance to assist him, but I think this should be a wake-up call to the Ministry of Education. They budgeting, but I think we just need to have a budget at the national legislature. As a standby, when these opportunity come out for Liberians, that should not be stranded, but that will be able to access those funds and fulfill their dreams. You going out there to represent Liberia, that's a proud for authority and Ministry of Education are listening. That they have our brother to go out there to represent our country. I'm very proud of him, and I wish him success in whatever he wants to do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pele. Yes, Romeo. As we wrap up quickly, on your appearance today on the program, we hope to have you some other time again to talk a bit about this. But apart from this radio appearance, do you intend to have some personal engagement with some stakeholders?
For real.
Have you embarked on that?
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm really sure and faithful that this process will go through.
Romeo, thank you so much for coming in this morning. What would you like to share with some other young people, particularly regarding education, regarding apart from politics, that at some point Romeo has at least not forgotten the Student Unification Party.
Yeah.
But here is Romeo sitting and by the grace of God, through this thinking outside the box, not just always into this militant move, you are now connected with great people internationally. You have an opportunity to go to the United Arab Emirates. Can you use that, your experience, and how you're able to sit down and say, well, let me do something different to educate other young people out there?
That is very important. And let me say this to the people of Liberia. At times I notice many of our friends get on the radio. You have to blame, deal with government, the opposition, the private institution, politics. So I just agree to come in a different form through poetry. And everything that I want to express, I can do it through poetry. Even if I want to discuss politics, I do it my writing through poetry. Very important. Education is important, and more than that, poetry is literature. It's literature. So I encourage our students out there to get involved get involved because it's passionate thing. And it's a critical story, critical writings that even empower you, because I never even thought that I could be a good poet. Yeah,
Gradually,
gradually,
you get there.
gradually. So I never thought, and I have noticed over the time that my theme has changed. Yeah, people from the opposition like my poetry. People from government love my poetry, and so I just agree that yes, I should get involved into poetry, and through poetry, something bigger is going to happen, and to be into politics.
Thank you so much, Romeo. Romeo Famula is a young man from the slum of Dole community. And Sata Sharif will join us shortly. My name is Matthias Labindi. Have yourselves a wonderful time. Don't touch the dial. We'll be right back.
My people be strong. Like we wake up and do something. Like we try to settle things the way we need to be. It's how we need
Lucky ball.
Can you speak English? Take me to your mama. I don't want no drama.
The United States says it's engaging directly with the Taliban to secure safe passage for everybody who is trying to get to the Kabul airport. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman said the U.S. is also reaching out to dozens of countries to host at-risk Afghans while accelerating the evacuation of American citizens, diplomats, and Afghan asylum seekers. By Wednesday, nearly 5,000 people had been evacuated since the collapse of the Afghan government. 2,000 Afghan special immigrant visa applicants have been relocated to the U.S. in recent weeks, according to the State Department. In an interview with ABC News, U.S. President Joe Biden said troops will stay in Afghanistan until all Americans are evacuated, even if it's past the August 31st deadline. The State Department said the U.S. Embassy, which has been relocated to the Kabul airport, will continue to function as long as it possibly can. The International Monetary Fund said it suspended Afghanistan's access to IMF resources, including around $440 million in new monetary reserves, due to a lack of clarity over the country's government after the Taliban seized control of Kabul. An IMF representative said in an emailed statement that there is a lack of clarity within the international community regarding recognition of a government in Afghanistan, as a consequence of which the country cannot access special drawing rights, reserves, or other IMF resources. As always, for details on much more news, we invite you to join us at our website. That is voanews.com, also on the VOA mobile app. Via remote, this is VOA News. President Biden says coronavirus booster shots will be available starting the week of September 20th, pending their approval by the Food and Drug Administration. Speaking at the White House Wednesday, Mr. Biden announced the shots will be free and provided to people 8 months after they receive their second shot of the vaccine. President Biden downplayed criticism that Americans would be getting additional protection against COVID-19 for their first vaccine. We can take care of America and help the world. The administration continues to look for other ways to use mandates to encourage vaccine holdouts to get shots. The World Health Organization on Wednesday condemned a rush by wealthy countries to provide COVID vaccine boosters, while millions around the world have yet to receive a single dose. Speaking in Geneva, Emergency Director Mike Ryan told reporters providing boosters while many still are waiting to be immunized was, in his words, immoral. Early this month, the WHO called for a moratorium on COVID vaccine booster shots to help ease the drastic inequity in dose distribution between rich and poor nations. In Haiti, pressure for the coordinated response to Haiti's deadly weekend earthquake is mounting as more injured trickle into hospitals already overwhelmed with thousands of patients. Bodies are still being found in the rubble 5 days after the disaster. Angry crowds gathering Wednesday at a collapsed building demanding tarps be brought up to be used for temporary shelter, especially after Tropical Storm Grace compounded the misery in the impoverished nation by bringing heavy rain on Monday and Tuesday. Haiti's Civil Protection Agency put the number of deaths from Saturday's earthquake now at 2,189. It said 9,900 people were injured. Many of them had to wait outside in stifling heat for medical assistance. And 4 University of Hong Kong students arrested Wednesday on suspicion of promoting terrorism after they publicly mourned a man who stabbed a police officer and then killed himself in July. As always, for details on much more news, we invite you to join us at our website. That is voanews.com, also on the VOA mobile app. I'm Michael Brown reporting by remote, VOA News.
When the lion in the town, and my shepherd talking to boo. This is our time, my home. This is our I say, Leki la do or die, From Port au Port, we kicking shot, scoring goal, they can't get no far morale. From Benjamin to Fisebu, Baduko, Deshketo, Foya, Konya, Tova, Bokesa, we flock it, so ready, in all our time, but let them be, let baby eating there and lead them to play, see them crying, keke, like always show them pepper,
want me to get iron rock. Yo, minute that cheeky hair. I want me to get iron rock. We not taking stock. We not taking stock. We not taking stock. Yo, minute that cheeky hair. I want me to get iron rock. Yo, minute that cheeky hair. I want me to get iron rock. We not taking stock. We not taking stock. We not taking stock. No vacante, no low, no cutting low, walking no vacante,
I tell you, Julius, you want to put me in situation? I can't handle this Thursday. You're playing Lofa Kante song here, and you want, Ben Duet to say, "Oh my man, can't thing you can't do it." Anyway, good morning, folks. Welcome. This is straight from the heart on Sky 107.2. We just spoke of a young man. Well, quickly, while we are waiting Sata Sheriff to come in the studio, sometimes I do these things, yeah. Yes, Romeo has a very serious thing. Romeo is a serious-minded young man, like many other young people out there. But can you sit down for a moment? Do you sense any guilt in your heart that you want to see a nation transform from the level it is to another level? But the very things that we need to work on, the only thing all of us do most of the time, we sit down and condemn the authority. But if you read your savings, you know that every citizen has a responsibility to the development of his nation. Liberia, as a Liberian citizen, you have a responsibility to the development of this country. But when it comes to your contribution, you say, well, the only thing I do is to elect people. Many times I've tried, we've done this, yeah, that times people come passionately pleading that the very society they're part of, the very society they form part of, assist them in achieving their dreams. All of us with testimonies of that, of the fact that society wouldn't help you when you need it, when you need help from society. But when you become a better person, you most of the time get people talking the loudest in your business when you make a mistake in the discharge of your duties, in the discharge of the things, or maybe a tax given to you. Maybe there's a mistake in it. That's the reason why sometimes the way society treats people, that's how people come back to be extremely corrupt. I'm not saying that should be the prerequisite for corruption, or that should be, the excuse for corruption. That because society did not give me the support I needed, therefore I do not owe the society loyalty. No citizen should think that way. But can we sit down sometimes and just open our minds and think outside the box and say, listen, we can criticize all of the time. We cannot continue criticizing. So what we can do now is to ensure that we help the country. What we can do now is to ensure that we help Liberia. What we can do now is to ensure that we give the support to those, to those who most needed. Those young people or citizens of this country that most need the support. Even politicians, you do not have to wait for election to come before you start to give scholarships to young people, most of which are just going to be a trap. There are many scholarships that become trapped to family members, that the man gives scholarship at the end of the election, the people do not have access to that. They do not benefit. He doesn't pay the money anymore. Then the school starts throwing the students away from the schools. So it's a national thing that sometimes I ask myself, what exactly are our priorities? Julius, I want to send you quickly a link. Sarah just informed me. I understand that she's going to be late. I want to send you a link talking about young people. Let me send Julius a link. Maybe he can play this video for us quickly. And to that's regarding the situation of some young people who from District 14 felt that there is a need. They informed their leader, their district, the House of Representatives, about the way their lawmaker is running the district. For those of you who maybe are watching us on social media, you can just keep watching. You're going to see how other young people within the very district, the very area, were used by whoever or out of love for this lawmaker that they think that he's not making any mistake. They think that he's not making any mistake. Yeah, it's in Scalabira. So they think that he's not making any mistake. So they went there intellectually. Other people went and retaliated. They took a statement to read, and you need to see the society. Other young people who are passionate about change, young people who are passionate about transformation, politicians who most of the citizens of this country, most of the people, so many people, some people, yeah, by the way, do not really have time to promote them, do not really have time to give them that atom of attention to ensure that they achieve their goals. They care less to give them the attention. They care less to give them the kind of support that they need. But let's watch this video a little bit, and maybe you two can listen to the sound bites. So okay, that's a sound issue. But listen quickly, as you for those of you who are on the social media watching it, this is just, I'm using this case because yesterday I said something about the next election. If we're not careful, what it may be like, because the kind of analysis that we're making, the kind of things that are happening, the way politics is proceeding right now, the way things are happening in the country, both opposition in complete, I don't know how to call it, political confusion. There is this propaganda, battle that is now launched. But let's watch this video again. Okay, so that is, you see what is happening. You see what we should expect. All right, moving forward. That is just a district. Because if I look at the things that are happening in the Liberty Party, the People's Liberation Party, the ALP, the Unity Party, the CDC, and the way analysis are made, the critical things that people are doing, the steps taken by political leaders in their very ambition expressed by individual politicians and all of that, and at the length at which they may want to go to ensure that they get their dreams come to reality. So they can use whatever group of people who are willing to be used. Not like the young man who just left the studio, who has to pursue some kind of goals to ensure that he be the best he can be. But the society wouldn't go for these kind of young people. Society wouldn't support people. Society, politicians mostly, the users of these young people will mostly put the money aside. They do not give it for scholarships at the time it is most needed. They do not give it to ensure that the lives of these young people are transformed at the time they most need it. They wouldn't give it to ensure that health sector is improved. They wouldn't give those monies to ensure that roads are built in their various districts. They wouldn't give it to ensure that children's lives are protected, the rights of humans are protected in their various constituencies, but will give these monies to ensure that the people, the young people, they fight against each other. So as you continue to watch the live, you see the young people. Now they're saying the original owners of the district are here, meaning their friends who went to petition the House of Representatives. House investigates their lawmaker, why he's not leading them to their expectation. One of the young men you saw in the crowd there that he was being strangled by other young people is Marvin Sacker. Marvin Sacker stopped by here that morning along with his friend David Wisset to talk about the situation in the district. But that's what they got at the grounds of the Capitol building. So you see journalists there watching, and this is being screened by Banat TV. Thanks to Banat TV for bringing this live. And you see the young man that they're fighting on. The young guy in the middle there, he was right here with me in the studio. So they announced that they were going to the Capitol, not with cutlasses, not with anything, but to just petition their lawmakers. But anyway, the House of Representatives. That's what we get. But a young man wakes up who works tirelessly, reads well, studies, and gets connected with some other international organizations, finally gets an opportunity to leave the country, to go to that country or whatever. He comes to the radio and passionately plead with Liberians. Don't give him attention. But anyway, now the situation involving the police. I was saying something this morning that I think it's because maybe too much of everything, as I said, usually is a popular maxim that too much of everything is not good. That most of the time it affects the people who get it most. Sometimes when someone gets so much money, they become wicked. That's why we hear about the invention of viruses, of diseases around the world. It's speculated that most of these things are sponsored by rich people, rich business people around the world, who most of the time get profit as a result of the coming of diseases or viruses in the world. So when they get to sell their products, their manufacturers, their inventions get to be more useful at that given period of time, and they make millions or billions or trillions of dollars. But because the police received several, quantity or pieces of tear gas, does it mean that everywhere the police goes to disperse crowd, it means the police should use tear gas? Right now, the police has a situation with a lady who's 2 weeks old baby. Is currently, according to the information, under a critical health condition, because of the wrongful usage of tear gas by the police. It's too much, right? So maybe it's much. And the name of this police, the record of the police under Patrick Sudu, or even under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. This one, it doesn't matter under whose administration, right? But the police has never got a good record in the society. It's very hard. And every time you wake up, you think that it's going to get better. If the police is now beating journalists, the police is brutalizing a peaceful citizen for not wearing nose masks. You look at the immigration officer who was suspended because he beat on a lady because she refused to wear the nose mask properly. And the police is all over the place using tear gas on citizens. People protest. Imagine, Liberia, 174 years old, even Montserrat County, urban Liberia, has not been able to get fully electrified. So people feel that, no, this is enough. This thing is too much. They rise up, they protest, they ask questions. In protest, they ask questions. Aren't we part of Liberia? Are we not part of this part of the country? Are we not part of this country? Are we not voters? During election, you find us even in the hamlets, even in the most hard out areas of the country. But after election, you do not find the development, do not seed its way to our areas. The path that development takes is a different one. It doesn't lead to our areas. So why are we not beneficiaries of the national cake, of the resources, of whatever government gives to other people? Those were the questions that people were simply asking. Did the police have to go and use tear gas? Did the police have to use tear gas in that area to that extent that a minor, a baby, an infant, 2 weeks old. So you go in there. Now, first of all, I know tear gas is the conventional way now to disperse crowd. But is it not advisable also that you look at environment, you look at tearing, you look at how you use it, you look at when you use it, you look at when you apply it, all of that. Is it not good? Is it not a proper way to do it? So I think there is a way that we need to do things differently. Today in the Labour Party, I'm talking around, in cycles, running around in cycles, in that, not that repeating the same thing, but running around in cycles well, let's go back around these things and see where this government stands, where the CDC stands in terms of retaining its position doing after the 2023 election, given what we see in the opposition. If you check in the opposition, you see that, first of all, anyone would think, all right, let's put it this way, that maybe we are 10 guys. I want to give an analogy. We are 10 guys after this particular job, but someone already has the job. But it seems there are complaints. The person is doing some work, right? But the bosses are complaining. They need somebody, more, competent. And the bosses in this case are Liberians. Some Liberians in general are the bosses. But some of the bosses or board members are complaining about the operation of this person, about the way this person is running the company. So the board members gather and they decide to find another person to hire. But in hiring this person, 10 people group together, put their ideas together to write an application letter for one person. But coming together that, yes, we want the job. All of us want the job. But in reality, there's only one person that can get that job. 5% among the 10 people say, okay, you know what? Let's get behind this man and give him the job and ensure that this person gets the job. But again, if the person gets the job, this is a job of one person. If the person gets this job after being supported by these 5 other people, what do you think is going to happen? This person will have his loyalty to the 5 people who did not manage to get the job, and he will have to pay loyalty to them, which means he will have a divided attention. So in most cases, if board members notice that this person's loyalty is not going to be solely to the company, he's also going to be paying loyalty to other people that also helped him to get the job, thereby sometimes even breaching the protocols, breaching administrative policies of the company. What do you think is going to happen? The company may just decide to maintain the guy who got his job sincerely, but he has some flaws. Moving forward, it's possible that his flaws can be corrected. Today, that's the situation between the opposition and the CDC. The CDC has flaws. The CDC is making mistakes. The CDC has people stealing and running away. The CDC took money in this place and said it was getting us some food for stimulus package. It did not distribute that food to the expectation of the people. Now many people benefited from it. The CDC has lots of things to address. But there are a group of people, everybody fighting with so much energy, passion, and running around. And so, passion, is it proper? Anyway, fighting, demonstrating that they can lead, they can do it. But the infighting that is going on, the way they are going about doing it, the way they're handling themselves, the way they are bringing themselves in the public, that in the end, some of the things that we're getting from some other politicians, that in the end, Liberian people will understand that, yes, we have fought and they will accept us. No, that's not how I think it's going to be seen. How I think it's going to be seen is that Liberian people, some of them, critical thinkers, going to sit down and say, no, these people, they have gone in caucus. They are now quiet on their confusion. There are still bitter pills that some people have refused to swallow. They're still keeping their bitter pills. and they're going to let those pills out or throw them out someday when the need arises or after they achieve their goal. That right now, we cannot be fighting. Let us come together. Yesterday, I said that Cummings was not the right person. No problem. This time, I think Cummings is the right person. The reason why the campaign is going to be easier for the CDC is because some of the very thing are going to be is going to seem easy. Let me put it that way. Yeah, somehow be easier for the CDC because some of the comments that folks in the opposition are making, some of the mistakes that are being made by folks in the opposition, some of the utterances, some of the steps, even in their documents, someone a fake signature, somebody reportedly a fake signature to document, and they come back to say, I don't know about it. Another group of person in the very organization that said, no, you are deceiving you lied on the madam, you lied against the madam. Normally Kanga Lawrence, that she's aware of the changing of the Liberty Party constitution, but on the other side, she's saying, no, I don't know about it. We need to check it. NEC said you should get back home and settle your issue at the party level. Some people said no. The woman did not read this document properly. Everybody, now the opposition, the major word in the opposition now is that this person is being misled. This one is being misled. This one is misled. So if all the leaders of the opposition are people that can easily be misled, how can they lead Liberia? If they can easily be misled by just few people around them. So they think the presidency is a playground that they can go easily and lead. If some of them cannot run their parties, cannot even handle, they do not even have proper dispute mechanism in place in their organizations. This dispute resolution mechanism in their various political organizations. If they do not have these in place, other parties, another man is sitting, he's bankrolling the party, he's sponsoring the party from his pocket. So in the end, he sees it like like his personal property. But again, looking at it, the PRP situation, as I would put it, that it's going to be maybe difficult for Chairman Pierre to go to court. If he goes to court and wins this case, then we're going to see that precedent that's going to be set because this man is appointed. They're appointed. If they show us appointment letters that were signed by both their GPC, as they call it, in their party, then it shows that Dr. Cassell took a wrong decision. But if they show us their appointment letters that were just signed by Dr. Cassell alone, then they should stop making noise on the airwaves and just leave people to concentrate on other serious issues. Anyway, let's have a conversation. Call us in the numbers 0777 077 Now, yesterday, something happened. Another thing happened yesterday. At the Seti Brothers Steel Production Plant. It's a very unfortunate situation, and that affected some people in that area. So unfortunate that 4 of our brothers, Liberian, they got affected by the situation there at the steel plant because of some mistake. Mistake because it's an accident. An accident that it's not the first time this similar accident is occurring. So meaning the company has a problem, it's not working on it. But again, it's not the company that has the problem. It is the system that has the problem. That something happened before. Some of your citizens got affected. A company producing steel rod in this country or recycling scraps and turning them into steel rods. But that's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good one for the nation. It's a development for the nation. It's an improvement for the nation. But at what level is the government monitoring the production? Is the government monitoring safety measures of workers in that area? That there is a big pot, iron pot, that boils the iron, melts it, and as they put the irons in it, the irons get melt, and it rolls and they sent to somewhere else for production. But this time around, something happened, and then this thing fell in this pot. The fire spilled over. I listened to the news this morning. one of the workers, one of the guys who narrowly escaped from the area, said that the guys roasted 4 Indians national and Liberians. So this thing, it affected both the Indians and the Liberians. But the point now is, if the Indians are taken from Liberia to India for treatment because of this accident, the Liberians should also be treated the same way. Should also be taken to India. Should also be taken to wherever country they go to for treatment. Because they all got affected in the same area. They all got affected while doing the same job. All right? They all got affected while doing the same job. So we hope that government can work on something to ensure that there's some level of improvement at that particular area, so that lives can be protected. Because if we don't do that, then it means that the government is just letting people to do whatever they want to do while the citizens continue to get affected. There is a letter of resignation I'm about to read. And this letter of resignation is from Mr. Martin Kola. Martin C. Kola. Martin C. Kola was just on 50 yesterday. And Martin C. Kola has resigned as chief of staff in the office of District Montserrat County Senator Darius Dillon. And according to the information we're getting now, is that this infight, this constitutional crisis, that quote unquote constitutional crisis that the Liberty Party is experiencing, is going through. Mr. Musa Belete is fighting all of them because evident of what the political leader said in session when Senator Snow joked her. Nyomble Kanga Lawrence was joked by Senator Snow, saying that, hey, Musa Belete cameo, and then she turned around and said, I am Musa Belete's last stop, last boss stop. What does that mean? That he's been doing it to other people. He's been getting in people political parties, destroying them. If there's any record to show, he's a businessman. He runs business with people political parties. If there's any record to show, but I am the last boss stop. He induces people to affixing signatures to documents that they do not know about, they do not read properly, but I am the last boss stop. He's an illegitimate chairman of the Liberty Party and XYZ. I am the last boss stop. What does that statement mean? What does it mean entirely that the political leader of the Liberty Party is saying? But while these things are going on, it seems the Liberty Party, like many other parties in this town, is now divided, has since been divided since before the convention, before this controversial convention that brought Mr. Musa Belete to the chairmanship. It's been divided since. But now this division or this internal wrangling that's ongoing on has even led to to people describing people by tribes and all of that, Mr. Daniel Sando. So I look at all of these things happening just in the opposition community. Well, to some extent, the Minister of Information was right at some point to say that the government was losing the propaganda fight or battle in the hands of the opposition. But if you look at it again, if the government puts its house in order and does it work properly, I am very sure the propaganda battle is now being turned against the opposition because they're the one fighting against themselves. So the government just need to do the right thing. Now, there's serious internal wrangling in every party in the opposition. If you check, maybe except for the ANC, that we've not heard much about what is happening internally, how members of the party, are being treated and all of that, but several others. Let's read this letter from Mr. Martin Kola. The Liberian Senate, Capitol Building, Capitol Hill, Morel, Liberia, West Africa, August 18. He resigned yesterday, by the way. But it takes effect, according to him, by the end of this month. Honorable A.B. Darius Dillon, Senator, Montserrat County, Republic of Liberia. He says, letter of resignation. Mr. Senator, esteemed greetings and best wishes. It has been my strong desire to represent the people of District 6 Montserrat County. My family and I have decided that we will contest the representative seat come 2023. Therefore, I will be resigning as Chief of Staff. My resignation takes effect at the close of work day, August 31, 2021. My resignation brings to conclusion these commitments I made to support you to achieve the following. 1. Coordinated your July 2019 by-elections that brought us victory. 2. Served as your office as chief of served as your office served as your office as chief of staff COS, while at the same time handling pre-campaign coordination from the period August 2019 to November 2020. Served as your campaign manager in the just ended December 2020 special senatorial elections that also brought us the CPP victory. And 4. Supervised your signature project, the Rehabilitation Center for Disadvantaged Persons called ZOCOS. My tenure of service to you and the Montserrat office is marked with honor, courage, and commitment as evidence of the above mentioned achievements. So that I want to thank you, the Montserrat campaign team of 2019 and 2020 senatorial elections, and the hard-working staff for the support in creating a wonderful working environment. I truly appreciate the opportunity to serve you and the Liberian people. Respectfully, Martin Sekula. You're listening to Straight from the Heart and Sky, 107.1. My name is Matthias Labindi, and this vaccination is being construed by many people as just a continuation of the continuation of the infighting that's currently ongoing in the Liberty Party and maybe several other opposition political parties. What do you think? Do you think the opposition, is putting its house in order to ensure that it replaces the CDC comes 2023? Because basically that's the target of the opposition. Whether there's somebody who is qualified, is competent one to lead, the most important objective of the opposition is to see that George Weah is replaced. But what should be an issue of concern also to the public is that you should not also just be concerned about replacing George Weah. You should be concerned about those who want to replace George Weah. How do you think they are going to be responsible enough to ensure that they lead this country, they transform this country, they lead exceptionally beyond what George Weah is currently doing? Let's have a conversation. Call us in the numbers 0777 777 107, 0777 221 223. If you're there, you can also follow us on Facebook on Sky Communications Liberia Facebook page, as well as YouTube, Sky FM and TV Liberia. We'll be live and we're going to read your comments as you drop them. Let's hear you. Call us in the numbers 0777. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. Let's hear you.
I'm Wilhelmina Kung calling for the Roadview Hotel.
Let's hear you.
Thank you for the topic on the discussion. Yes, I want to show a little talk on the opposition.
Mm.
The opposition political parties are already discouraging us. Some of us are not opposition. Because if you take a look how the country is going, and they are behaving in that manner, so I mean, if the president wakes up from his slumber, and with even 1.5 years that remaining, if he work harder, so you press with the not opposition people, I think we'll go back to the second thing. Because the opposition, what they are doing now, I think the money conscious is too much among them. So I just pray for the best for our country. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the contribution. Let's hear from this other person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Pele.
Yeah, I'm interested in that Seti brother story, right? What I think, those that are affected, there's a need to sue the company, if possible, sue the Republic of Europe.
It is not the first time, John.
It's not first, second, third. It's not even the 10th time.
Okay.
It continues throughout this country.
I mean,
You know, I used
at
to
that
work with a
particular
company.
area.
I used to work with a company.
Mm.
You guys have to bring in a white guy for safety manager. Go to Sadi Brother today. You see nothing that resembles anything called safety. Absolutely nothing. So if people be racing their life just because times are high and they need to survive, it doesn't mean that government should look at it and say, yeah, they can die that way. They don't care. I think there's a need to have a safety manager. Because these people are making money for the labor, man. Let's see for those Liberians and even foreigners that are working there. So if victims go help them, they are okay. Or whatever happened to them, there's a need to sue that company and sue the Republic of Liberia. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the. Let's hear from this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I've been following you this morning and hearing what you said concerning the opposition.
Let's hear you.
You know, normally, everybody and the people of Liberia believe that some of them believe that the hardship is caused by this government, and a lot of that are also saying. But then, what is the next hope? The next hope for some of us, we have seen the next hope to be another bigger problem. So it's very, very bad, you know. So I've just been thinking that the British government likely wants us to shape in this country after the next government. Because we don't see any difference from this, the one that we expect to come. It's so sad. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's hear from another person. Call us in the numbers 0777 777 107 0277 the numbers you can call us on to participate on the program this morning. So yes, folks are saying, well, this this whole thing is just the same thing. Well, it may even be worse than what we're going through right now. For so long, Liberia's problem has been changing one leader to another, changing from one leader to another, and in the end, sometimes you end up with the wrong one. So the terrible leaders. Let's hear from this other person. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yes. Bernard.
Let's hear you.
Thank you very much for what you are already on.
Well, your line is kind of bad. Can you just shift a little bit?
All right. Are you getting that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think for some of some of we are not
Sorry, sir. Sorry. Yeah, we can't continue. It's kind of, really terrible. We can barely hear you. Let's hear from this other person. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Call us back on the numbers 0777 107 0777 221 the numbers you can call us on to participate. Like, well, for me, I would say in my analysis here, anytime and any day, that given what we're looking at right now in the opposition, well, it's something that you have to sit down carefully to think, to think and analyze it objectively before you jump into conclusion that, well, there's a strong opposition to replace George Weah. If it is just to replace George Weah, then there's no need, because we have to then sit down and also know why. Not just replace him, but why should you? What do you have to give contrary to what we have now? Let's hear from this person. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. Let's hear you.
Okay, my name is Abba Fufana. I'm joining from Monrovia.
Go ahead.
The next opportunity that I have in this country is the opposition, the CPP. But if they can put their house in order, I think the country is going to go down the drain. Because for a fact, the Labour Party have issue and they can solve the issue. Then that meaning, which are yesterday, we're seeing the office house and they don't resign. So there are too many crises going to come from Nanterre. Let's say next month. So they need to put their hands together so we can be another alternative for this economic country. Because the citizen government, they are more corrupt more than any other government. Now, for me, that's my perception for the entire government system. Because people still in the land and travel before they could put the travel ban. So the opposition need to put their house into order. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the contribution on the program. Let's hear from another person. Good morning.
Matthias, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, David E. Harris, now call from my resident this morning.
Let's hear you.
Matthias, thank you for all of your talking points. But for me, this morning, I have no trust in the opposition.
What for?
You guys are the same old crooks and criminals trying to gang themselves up and come and steal, Matthias.
Let's watch let's watch the expressions.
Matthias.
Yeah.
Matthias. Those guys will be no different from those that are in the ruling establishment. Those guys are all the same crooks and criminals. When those guys in the ruling establishment were coming, 2005, you had all sorts of things, Matthias, all sorts of things. How they are the Manziah, how those, how they coming to make things better for the common people. They came with all sorts of knowledge or thought. But today, Matthias, all that is stated before in the past when they were coming, that they're going to be injured, that they're going to do this, they're going to create 1 million jobs every year and what have you, Matthias, they put everything behind it. They only get to steal from the labyrinth and build houses for themselves. So for me, I trust nobody now. Those that are in the opposition, I listened to Honorable Benedict last night, as you were boasting that he bought 70 Bigo for the Liberal Party back then, and now he the one purchase car for it. So you will come out to the public and be boasting for what you do for the party.
Oh yeah, but the party. What if people in the party want to show the man ingratitude? You don't expect the man to do that. People are riding the man cars. The man bought cars, and some of the people who even have the car, like Mr. Daniel Sando, refer to the man by his tribe, Mandingo man. And all of that. So you don't expect the man to come in the public and tell the people that he's the one, he's done a lot. The man told you that he campaigned, he spent money to campaign for Darius DeLong. So Darius DeLong is the first man that got a share from the selling or from the sale of Liberty Party to Mr. Musa Belete.
No, that is the reality, Matthias. That's true. He supported DeLong. He even supported the Senator Yombi Kanga Lawrence. But Matthias, what Sando said, it is wrong to term the party chairman as a Mandingo man. It is wrong. But Matthias, all the guys that are seeing people, he even remove President Weah today, he put in there. They will even be worse than President Weah.
Okay.
Lastly, only issue that happened at Steffi, Matthias, it's so bad. I got one of my friends that was working there before, and he said it. The first time it happened, they got a cable that connected to the part that can melt the iron. The first time it happened, one side of the cable cut and people got affected. But the one that happened in recent time, the entire cable cut and the part fell on the ground. It was so bad.
Wow.
People got injured badly, and they stopped press for entering there. So I want you guys to do your best. You can do an investigation to see what really happened.
You can stop press for entering anywhere. We will still enter that place. Thank you so much, Mr. Harris. Let's hear from this other person. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. Let's hear you.
Yes, I'm Jonathan Harris from Pepland Road.
Go ahead, sir. From Pepland Road. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I want to tell the previous caller that this he's from the ruling establishment.
He's from the ruling establishment? You know David Harris? You know David E. Harris?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
All right. Anything that we want to, would that matter what we should be in a suffering? We are suffering. You have to go to all the opposition having this move. They are not happy. Even the rich alliance, they are quiet. The teacher having every even the ruling establishment. This is like way up the teacher and what we are talking we are seeing.
But I think everything calm has been restored, between the vice president and the president. Don't you think so? You say couple friendship? Okay. Anyway, let's see how that goes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. We had to manage you on the line because the line was bad. Let's hear from this other person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Lawrence Kamaya, speaking from Benson Street, Snapper Hill.
Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, the opposition can be solidified and it can be formidable. What we say in the opposition is that if Cummings can only accept to be number two to Joseph Boakai, it'll be a win-win situation for him, and it'll be a free ride to the presidency for him.
You know,
but
no,
according
no,
to him, it's another side. He has his money. He feels like he can be on somebody. Then he should ask Bromstein, who is not in the fray. It's like Bromstein saw the presidential chair, and he was not able to enter there. So I think Cummings should accept on the other side to make the opposition formidable. Joseph Boakai has already the kind of electorate already waiting. So that's it. But others are pessimistic to say nothing can come out of the opposition and Liberia should be there. Are they saying that Liberia should be sold to a trusteeship? Then let's bring the other side that we brought John Kessel and the others on this American Colonization Society, and it would not be good. Then you Liberians would not have the right like how we talk on the show. Because it'll be a trusteeship. But we still have good people in the waiting and we should get there. We say Joseph Boakai team and Cummings would be a very good, formidable team. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. So moving forward, we're not just going to be doing the analysis on who should head the CPP on all of that, but we have to open the analysis in that, you know, there are a lot of, you know, political commentators that the CPP has and some of the things that they're making about even the very CPP, you know, that now you can disagree with someone, you can disagree with someone in a team, but the disagreement should not extend to a way that to a point that you make some derogatory comments about another person who's also part of that team, that in the end, all of you will come together and work. So in working together, what do you think people are going to think? That these people are not the best people because giving all that they've said about each other in the public, these are factual things they said to us. They were basically giving us information. They were arming us to campaign against them. So I think it's not about who heads the CPP at this point. What is important is that why why is it that these people should be replaced? Why should they be replaced? Why should the CDC folks be replaced? All right. Why? Is it because of corruption? But which group of people that are going to come and corruption going to be eradicated? How are they intending to do that? Let's hear from this person. All right. There's a second to the last caller. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So let's talk to this last person and wrap up. But honestly, it is something that we need to look at. It's not just talking about this person should Joseph Boakai should take the lead and Alexander Cummings should be the second and all of that. But let's look at it holistically. Why should these people be given power? Why should they? Why? I know from my understanding, from my observation, that collaboration running a nation, sometimes, in most cases, is very difficult for that nation to experience total development. The reason is very simple. You have the All Liberian Party. It's contributing to whatever ambition they have. Let's hear from this last person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you.
John Cole.
Go ahead.
I'm not looking who should help it. But there are other parties that are on the side. I don't hear that. But I will tell you that if we talk down, if we talk and it's down, while it's low.
Sorry, Julius, we can't continue. And I'm not really getting that voice clearly because the line is cracking. I'm so sorry, sir. So yes, as we wrap up quickly, so the issue should not be Joseph Boakai, as you heard. Joseph Boakai has a record of being a failure as well. All right, he has a record of being a failure. He has a record of saying that he worked with a team of people that squander things, because that is, whether you like it or not, however way you want to intellectualize a particular expression from the former vice president, all of that, something that you always come across, he will always defend that, squander opportunities and all of that. And so let us maybe not even waste our time on talking about squandering opportunities. The major question here should be, at any point in time, you have a CPP politician, be it from the Liberty Party, the ANC, the ALP, and so on. What you should be concerned about, why do you people think you are the best group of people that have all the solutions, that have, if not all, 60% of the solutions to this country's problems? Because first of all, even in the Bible, Saul informed Timothy that he should rebuke these people who want to seek positions in the church. For example, if you want to be a bishop, it means you should be blameless. You should be a man who can put his house in order, who is able to train his children, that your children should be example to other children growing up. You cannot be a bishop, your son runs a ghetto. You cannot be a bishop, your son is doing this. So if anyone is seeking the presidency of the country, they should be telling us, why are they different from other people? I think Liberians, giving the momentum that is being built up now, the build-up that is ongoing right now, political build-up that's ongoing, it is time for you people, you voters out there, to sit down and start asking yourself conscientiously, start asking yourself some hard questions. Why should this person, why should this group go? Why should we give this group of people or these group of people the opportunity to lead us? Why are they different from these people? Or how are they different from these other people? So it's very important for us to ask these questions. It's not about, I think let's go beyond the CPP and this and that. Joseph Baker is the best person to lead it. In the end, you have 4 or maybe more political parties joining that group of people to lead. How can more than 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9 political parties come together to say they want to unseat? So number one objective of that group of people is to ensure that they replace a government. What about giving us a clear document that yes, this is what we're going to do if we lead? Anyway, thank you so much, folks, for joining us today on the program Straight from the Heart. We hope that we can have you out there again some other time. And like always, my name is Matthias Labindi. Have yourselves a wonderful time. Do join us this afternoon from 3 to 4 o'clock on the program Nothing to Hide.
In the first half of the 20th century. It was the era of Indonesia's independence from the Dutch colonialists. Hamza was from noble stock, born into a ruling sultanate family on the island of Sumatra. His poetry paid homage to Malayan literature with Islamic devotion and mysticism. With my 3 guest experts, we'll discover how Hamza influenced the quest for Indonesia's national language, and also why he became a tragic victim of brutal retribution during Indonesia's transition to independence.
Hello. Seeking third country hubs outside Afghanistan as it struggles to process thousands of people trying to flee the country, with the Taliban consolidating their military takeover there.
We are starting to invest in third country hubs already, so we can process people if they get out to other countries, such as in the region, and we'll always be able to do that. So we'd be grateful if there was time long to do this, but also I recognise the reality of the ground that the Taliban are currently running the country. They are bringing together some of the old government, certainly we see that, and they're starting the process of forming a government.
There's